in between Bears and Lions country in a town that has two state names. Welcome to Wyoming, Michigan for the 2007 Great Lakes Classic. Two Hall of Famers on the slate today. For Ray Williams Jr., the look may have changed through his 26-year pro career, but the results have remained a constant. Today, the most dominating competitor in the sport's history aims for an unprecedented 44th title.
Yeah, baby.
To achieve that, he'll have to roll his way past a Hall of Famer, Parker Bohn III, up-and-comer Chris Loschetter, and a Masters champion in Mike Scroggins next in the Great Lakes Classic.
You ain't beating that.
Just outside of Grand Rapids, we are at Spectrum Lanes in Wyoming, Michigan. Thanks for making us a part of your Sunday. I'm Rob Stone, joined by 13-time champion Randy Peterson. Semifinal number one on the men's side on deck, pitting Chris Loschetter versus the Hall of Fame lefty, Parker Bohn III. And whenever Parker steps up, a chance to see a 300 game is a distinct possibility. Nobody has tossed more in his PBA career. Here, though, is Chris Loschetter from Avon, Ohio, seeking his first tour title. That's how we like to start.
You're going to see a lot of that today on this cheetah pattern. Typically very high scoring. Today, two southpaws, two righties.
Parker Bohn III, 77 career 300 games, including one this week. Take a look at our tournament rundown, a tournament that has started with consecutive strikes. Bohn Loschetter, semi number one, followed by semi number two on the men's side, Walter Ray Williams Jr. taking on Mr. Scroggins. Then the Women's Series Championship, the fourth and final installment. And then finally the Great Lakes Classic, $25 grand to the winner. This is not an easy pickup, is it?
No, in fact, this is one of the toughest pickups that you can leave in terms of splits. The 3-7-9, and Parker gets this one just a little bit left. The idea is to throw it really straight and hard at the 3-9 and hope that something bounces out over into the 7-pin. If you make this, generally it's pure luck. There's been a modification to this cheetah pattern this season. We'll talk about it when we get into our oil pattern graph. The PBA's made an adjustment. This pattern playing a little more difficult than it has in past years.
Chris Loschetter. Event number 64 of his career. Looking for title number one. He's hoping to start off with a double. And now he'll have to take care of the 3-6-10.
Come on, baby.
Little left to target for Chris Loschetter. Not a lot of hold early on because the oil hasn't moved down the lane yet. The idea with the 3-6-10 is to try to cover all three pins with the bowling ball.
A little tough if you're a righty, I would think.
No, actually, you take it and throw it straight and hard. Watch this.
I'm watching. Right. Carry on. You've done this before, right?
Come on.
So Chris starts with a strike and a spare. Making his sixth televised appearance, but first of the season. We'll see his all-time TV record. 0-2 on television last season, where his average was under 200 at 192.5.
Turn.
Turns all right.
Loschetter off to a red-hot start this season. Right now, currently ranked 8th on the Denny's PBA Tour point list. He had back-to-back sixth-place finishes a couple of weeks ago. He's been bowling really, really well. Just 1 or 2 wins away from making the TV show.
Parker coming off of a 9 in frame number 2. 10, stand strong.
Parker trying to get dialed in. The last thing he wants to do is go real light and leave that 379 again. Straight and hard to the plastic ball at the single pin spare.
Take a look at our Motel 6 matchup, and Parker Bohn III has gone 59 events without a title. He's had 9 TV finals in that span. This is the longest winless drought of his Hall of Fame career. His last win came at the El Paso Classic, January 16th, 2005. And he said to us yesterday, you know, you ride the wave. There we go.
But his last win came on this very same cheetah pattern. It's a short pattern, the shortest we use out here. Parker likes to stand to the very outside part of the lane and throw it really hard and firm up the first arrow, and that's what you do on this pattern.
Big frame for Loschetter, 6'2", 215. Sounds like I'm talking college football. Wishes his arms were a little bit longer so he could get some better extension. He's got plenty of meat in these tosses.
Come on, baby. Get home. Get home.
Ebonite Digitrax is showing Chris Loschetter throwing at about 17 miles an hour, starting around the 9th board and going out to about the 3 board at the break point.
Loschetter seeking our first turkey of the day. 3 strikes in a row is a turkey. If you didn't watch last week, then you missed our explanation of what exactly a turkey is.
You can say it again.
We'll save it. Turkey! Yes! You know what that means he's working for now, don't you?
You still going to go with that one?
Absolutely.
Okay. Enlighten us.
Oh, brother. I'll tell you when he steps up again. Here's Parker Bohn III working on a strike here in the 5th. Down 32. Here's how he qualified. The lefty. Come on, ball. Nice. That cuts into the deficit. He now has a double, and now he's eyeing his first turkey.
Parker Bohn III made 5 shows last season. That's the good news. The bad news is opponents absolutely mauled him. Tony Reyes bowled 300 at him. Wes Malott shot 268 at him at the Windy City Classic. Sean Rash 279 at him.
Like I said, I put up good numbers, but you just missed 1 frame, and they're basically telling you to go home. Because I took on some hot competitors. Oof. I don't know what blocked that 10 from going down.
The second swishing 10 of the match, and it couldn't have come at a worse time when Parker's trying to string some strikes together. This is a good shot, and 9 times out of 10, this will strike.
Like there's a force field around that 10. Single pin spares, flawless this week. That continues. Well, Parker in a bit of an early hole, down 23. When we return, the conclusion of Bohn Loschetter. Parker, the Hall of Famer, seeking his first title in the last 59 events. The Great Lakes Classic is brought to you by Denny's. Denny's always works. By Motel 6, official lodging partner of the PBA. By Lumber Liquidators, hardwood flooring for less. And by Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% on car insurance. Visit geico.com.
Tomorrow, after rallying to keep their undefeated record intact, Tom Brady, Randy Moss, and the Patriots continue their quest for perfection against Ray Lewis and the Ravens D. ESPN Monday Night Football. Patriots-Ravens tomorrow at 8:30.
You can tell Walter Ray wants this one.
Oh, he left it open. Tough break. Well, he won't let that happen again.
Last winter I had a heart attack. I believe Bayer saved my life. The doctor said, take the Bayer now. If I didn't have it, I might not be here. And then who'd take the spider out of the bathtub?
Genuine Bayer aspirin. Painkiller, lifesaver.
I expect to stick around for a while.
Bayer, expect wonders. Bayer Children's Aspirin is now Bayer Chewable Aspirin. Same children's aspirin, new name, new look.
Of course Geico sponsors Mike's Race Car because they insure everything race car fans love. RVs, motorcycles, ATVs. Tell you one thing they can insure. Lauren Wallace. Because Lauren Wallace is made of lightning. Those guys are like, hey, where's Lauren? He was just here a minute ago. I'm 100 miles away, son. Ready to strike.
Geico, saving you money on insurance for your car and the other stuff that moves you.
This is a photo of our first lumber liquidator store. We didn't have a fancy showroom or an expensive location. Our goal was simply to provide great hardwood flooring at the best possible prices anywhere. Today, as the largest direct retailer of hardwood flooring, we're still not fancy and a bit out of the way, but we continue to have the best hardwood flooring at incredible prices.
2 1/4-inch solid oak utility grade flooring, only 99 cents a square foot. Supreme pre-finished horizontal natural bamboo, just $1.99 a square foot.
Visit your local Lumber Liquidators or lumberliquidators.com.
I'm so lost without.
Fall in love with breakfast again. With a real sit-down breakfast everybody will love, like Denny's French toast. So bring the family and pass the syrup.
We welcome you back to ESPN's continuing live coverage of the Great Lakes Classic, coming your way from Wyoming, Michigan. And I don't know much about eyewear, but that's got to hurt an iris or a cornea or something. All I know is I don't want him driving me to the airport after this event. Glad you're with us alongside Randy Peterson. I'm Rob Stone. We'll talk real quickly about semifinal number 1 here. Loschetter, Parker Bohn III. These two guys with a bit of a history in big-time tournament play on this same oil pattern as well.
Right, the last time Chris Loschetter was on television was in Baltimore last season. He bowled Parker Bohn III on this very same oil pattern. You can see the players playing the extreme outside part of the lane. That's what you do on the cheetah pattern. But in the end, it was Parker Bohn III coming out victorious, winning 222 to 206.
Now, we asked Loschetter yesterday, you know, what was your dream of winning your first ever title? Because he's looking for that first. He said beating Walter Ray Williams Jr. He may have that opportunity as Walter Ray Williams Jr. in the semifinal, and we get to watch a living legend, really, and a guy who's in pursuit of history, in the pursuit of Earl Anthony today.
Well, every time Walter Ray makes the show, he's making history, and I think there's still a lot of folks out there that still doubt whether or not he's the greatest in the world or the greatest ever. Well, one thing to point out, Earl Anthony won 41 times, excluding 2 Masters titles. Walter Ray has won 43 times, including a Masters title. If Walter Ray wins today, the debate's over.
Yeah, baby. Yeah!
And no debating who's on top of the Denny's Player of the Year points list either. It is Walter Ray standing above all of them as we speak right now. Chris Loschetter standing above Patrick Bohn III with a 23-pin advantage. He's looking for his 4th strike in a row, which, as you know by now, he's seeking a ham bone. And a despondent-looking Parker Bohn III.
And the reason why is because the difference in this match right now, besides the open frame that Parker threw in the second frame, is the fact that Loschetter is carrying the light hits, Parker Bohn III is not.
We asked Chris yesterday what he felt his strengths were. He said versatility. You know, I can play the gutter, the 6-arrow. I can throw it anywhere I really need to and have to if I must.
Boom!
Oh, he's on a roll. You know, yesterday we asked him, you know, how are you going to play this? And he said, I'm going to stay to the left of Walter Ray. So in warm-ups, I'm going to watch where Walter Ray is. I'm going to scoot a little bit left, and that's the path I'm going.
Because he's got a higher rev rate, so he's going to be a little bit further left than Walter Ray. Use Walter Ray's spot as his dry area and just be a little left of that.
Parker needs some strikes stat. That'll get things going.
Another great shot by the Hall of Famer. Parker Bohn's looking at the score sheet going, you know, if I would have carried that hit the 6th frame, I'd only be down by 23 working on a 4-bagger.
looking for his 5th strike of the match. Down 43. Really needs this.
Come on.
There we go. Arguably the second greatest left-hander ever throw a bowling ball out here on the Denny's PBA Tour. That's because the gentleman in front of him has 11 more titles. It's been great for a lot of years. That's why he's a Hall of Famer.
Loschetter looking for his 6th consecutive strike in the 8th frame.
That needs
Whoa! Dancing with the devil.
Pitch, man. Stay aggressive, son. Come on.
Gravity was tugging that one into the moat.
Right.
That's the cheetah pattern. Watch how far right this ball gets here. And the trick is if you get it there too early, it overhooks. But this week, remember we talked about them making a little bit of an adjustment. You get it there too late down the lane, it goes in the gutter every time.
Flawless in single pin spares this week. Got it. I'm still taken back by that first ball he tossed there in the 8th. I mean, what another millimeter or 2 to the right?
It had a half an inch before it's going in.
Oh, that much. I'm sorry.
The big donut.
I'll get the glasses on that guy was wearing so I can see a little better.
All right, maybe a quarter inch. I don't see very well, so.
Just say it with authority and people will believe you. Here's Loschetter up 32 in the 9th, working on a spare. Yes! Gets the strike going again.
Come on.
This may be all she wrote.
Well, Mark keeps him in the high 230s. The best Parker Bohn can shoot is 237. Parker needs to strike out 9th and 10th to have any chance in this match.
30 career titles, 5th most all time for Parker Bohn III. 2-time Player of the Year. Has gone 59 events without a title. That's why he's a Hall of Famer.
Well, his physical game has really stood the test of time. I remember when Parker first came out in the 80s, and his game doesn't look any different. And I always kid him about his weight because I think in 20 years he's put on about, 10 or 15 pounds? It's pretty good. Seeing how I've put on like 40.
Your wife hasn't noticed.
It's all been in like the last
2 weeks.
Okay. I like eating around the holidays.
Ah, what a finish. He's coming on strong with his appearance today. Bohn has now gone 21 consecutive seasons with at least one televised appearance. And he's making Loschetter sweat this one out just a bit.
And playing the extreme outside line, anything can happen. And Parker Bohn knows that. He says right now, 2 more make him show up in the 10th frame. Just let him off the hook. Spare here, Parker shoots 226. Loschetter needs 9 and 2 balls to win. You like that? Just like that, I came up with it.
That's awesome math. You impress me more and more each week. So the Hall of Famer, Parker Bohn III, concludes with the 226. Here's what he needs to win to move on to the final. Looking for his first ever PBA title, Chris Loschetter.
Look out.
There it is. Baby, take it. Come on.
Absolutely, you'll take it.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
Good enough.
So Loschetter will move on.
That happened at frame center.
Oh, boy, the face says it all from Parker.
And again, going back to that swishing 7 in the 3rd. Or I'm sorry, swishing 10 pin in the 3rd and swishing 10 in the 6th frame. It's a different ball game.
Open frame in the 2nd for Parker. Didn't help matters either.
All right.
Oh, look at that baby whip back at the end. Cleans up the spare, and Lochetter's now just 1 game away from his first Denny's PBA Tour title.
One of the biggest adjustments that Chris made during the offseason was he went from 15 to 16 pounds right before the Japan Cup, and he said it helped him slow his ball speed down.
Yes, baby. Here.
239, 226. Loschetter moves on to the final. Take a look now at our CLR clean sweep. Loschetter in the 9th. Yes! Drop and give me 10. So he's now this close to his first PBA title, but up next, it's 6-time PBA Player of the Year and living legend, Walter Ray Williams Jr. He looks to pull away from Earl Anthony's reign when we return.
What a match.
You can tell Walter Ray wants this one.
Oh, he left it open. Tough break. Well, he won't let that happen again.
Houston, we are on final approach to the easiest place in the universe to book a room. Touchdown. The Bodad has landed. Motel6.com. We'll leave the light on for you.
If your shower dribbles like this, you might think it's a pressure problem. CLR it, like I thought. Hard water buildup. CLR works like magic, cleaning up all kinds of lime, calcium, and hard water buildup. Coffee pots are the worst culprits for hard water buildup. CLR it. Swish a little through, and it looks like new. So before you call the plumber or have a garage sale, CLR it instead. All kinds of dirty, one kind of clean. This CLR product is available at these fine stores.
Bowl Mania. Get that breakdown on the bowl game. These are the games everybody remembers. Our guys will dissect all 32 games, from the locks to the toss-ups.
They are rolling over people right now.
Bowl Mania, Saturday at 9 Eastern on ESPN.
Howie Mandel here in just a general shopping area. You're doing your holiday shopping. I noticed the decorations are going up. Who are you talking to?
My fiance.
If you were going to buy him something, what would you buy him?
A TV?
You're doing it all wrong. This is not the way to shop. I want you to go home, and I need you to reshop the right way. The way to do it is buy.com. You have all sorts of gifts, from electronics to video games to books. You can compare prices, and you can have free shipping.
Better than Amazon, right?
Buy.com.
Better prices than Best Buy.
Right. You're getting a TV for a better price. Very excited.
Hello? Honey?
Buy.com.
Log on today to buy all of your Christmas gifts and get $1 shipping for everything, no matter how many items you buy. Stop on by, save, and live better with Overstock.com. It's all about the O.
Welcome back to the Great Lakes Classic, coming your way from Wyoming, Michigan, just outside of Grand Rapids. Next week, we pack our bags and head south. Baltimore, Maryland for the Lumber Liquidators Championship. Different televised time, 8 to 10 p.m. next Sunday night on ESPN, a 2-hour window in prime time. And then the following Sunday, we are in Spartanburg, South Carolina. We return to our normal time, 1 to 2:30 p.m. Eastern on ESPN. That one in Spartanburg at the Memorial Auditorium, so an arena setting. Looking forward to that, and looking forward to semifinal number 2, which is on tap right now. Mike Scroggins seeking his 4th PBA Tour title against the guy who's won more than anybody else, Walter Ray Williams Jr. 43 Denny's PBA Tour titles. A little smirk on his face, looking for number 44 today. He's been loose all week, and he's waiting for some fans to take their seats right now.
Well, last night we talked to him and asked him if he still gets nervous. He goes, yeah, but it's a good nervous.
Yeah. Un-Walter-like.
That's still 9 spare for him.
Yeah, I mean, I'll take 9.
I think the 2 lanes are going to play different, too, because the last match, Loschetter looked like he was a little bit further in on the left lane, and the right lane looked much tighter down the lane.
So Walter Ray cleans that up. He's taking on the lefty, Mike Scroggins, and he said, it really doesn't change my approach when I'm taking on a lefty. I don't have to worry about my side of the lanes, being altered. In fact, he went as far as saying, I'd almost rather play versus a lefty.
Well, that works in match play when there's only 2 of you on a pair, but when you get to TV day, remember the other right-handers that had practice. Chris Loschetter just bowled a game. So lanes are going to change.
Here's the lefty, Mike Scroggins. Party at Scroggies!
It's back!
Opens with the strike. Seeking his 4th tour title, and this his 17th year on the tour. He's had roughly a 2-year drought between titles. His last one came November 20th of 2005, but it was a big one, the USBC Masters in Milwaukee. Trying to open up with a double. Look it out.
Mike Scroggins has had a rough go of it as of late on television. Right here, this ball is just a pinch high leaving the 6-pin, but it has not been a good stretch for him.
Takes care of the 6. So Mike starts strike spare. Walter Ray steps back up. 73 career, 300 games, number 2 all-time, and he had 1 this week here in Wyoming. Whips that one home. Leaves the 10.
Wow. 1 lane hooks, and the other one doesn't. See, told you. 1 lane hooks, the other one doesn't.
You have good eyes and ears.
Pretty good shot there, leaving the half-10. Walter Ray now is going to make some minor adjustments, get dialed in, and then hope that when his ball hits the pocket, he carries 10.
He said this week, the carry has been good for him. Probably better than it's been the last week or so for him. Take a look at our lumber liquidators. Know the wood oil pattern is cheetah, which means it's fast. Ooh, and cheetah music. Nice work in the production truck.
It's the shortest oil pattern that we use, and the PBA lane maintenance crew has modified it. They stretched it out side to side and making it outside a little bit tighter than normal.
Nice.
And what that translates into is you can't just free willy it to the gutters and expect it to kick back. You got to be a little bit more precise now.
2 weeks ago, he made it to the round of 8. Was matched up versus a hot opponent, so he dropped. Last week was the sharp pattern, the most challenging pattern for him, and he hit the pocket more last week than this week. He said he just didn't get the carry or the good breaks. Here's Scroggins. Lefty drops 10.
Get it in, just
out. So strike, spare, strike for Scroggins. 1-pin lead as he gets set to open up the 4th. He's approaching $1 million in career earnings today. With a victory today, he'd be just $46,000 shy of the $1 million mark.
Mike is riding a 6-game losing streak on television. Looking to change that, he'll have to beat the best ever.
He's dialing in on that left side.
And he looks about as confident as I've seen him look on television in a long time.
So Scroggins with a double, and now Walter Ray with the possibility, the double of his own. Won the Motor City Classic back in November 4th. Give him a double.
Ebonite Digitrax is telling us that their ball speeds are very close to one another. Walter Ray at about 20 miles an hour, Mike Scroggins at 19. The reason for the excessive ball speed, because it's a short oil pattern. Throw the ball faster to control the back part of the lane. For the folks that belong to PBA Experience Leagues, log on to bowl.com where you can get tips from the pros on how to play the different oil patterns our professionals compete on week in and week out.
This shot for the lead and for a turkey. The turkey lead.
Now, how did we come up with turkey? Where did turkey originate, Rob?
Remember back, turn of the century, bowling scores, it was a little bit tougher, with the equipment. During the holiday season, the proprietor will give the first person on each team a live turkey when they rolled 3 strikes in a row. A live turkey. So that means, I guess, you had to do all the other turkey activities by yourself. Scroggins knocks them all down.
Well, he got that one a bit wide, and it just boomeranged off of the dry boards to the left there. Righties have the same look on their side. And he gets a nice break. Remember, if you get it there too quick, it's going to bounce off of there too hard. This one goes through a little high, chips the 6-8 late. Mike Scroggins is like, oh, yeah, it really is party at Scroggies.
He's not backing down at all. Every time Walter Ray comes up with a punch, he's got a counter punch. And now, Scroggins looking for a ham bone.
4-bagger.
Or a 4-bagger. Ham bone.
Mike Scroggins knows what it takes to beat a guy like Walter Ray, and right now, he's on Walter Ray like stink on a monkey.
It's a bad pun day here in Wyoming, Michigan. Scroggins, 4 consecutive strikes. He's on a roll. Is the all-time great on the road.
I'm all out of love. I'm so lost without
Fall in love with breakfast again. With a real sit-down breakfast everybody will love, like Denny's French toast. So bring the family and pass the syrup.
So this is the first room that I've worked on that I really wish nobody had to use, because so many heart attacks can be prevented. Her husband didn't expect to have a heart attack, but you can take action to stay out of this place. Bayer aspirin, taken regularly, cuts the risk of heart attack by 32%.
Aspirin is not appropriate for everyone, so be sure to talk to your doctor before you begin an aspirin regimen.
Bayer aspirin. Expect wonders.
Bayer Children's Aspirin is now Bayer Chewable Aspirin. Same children's aspirin. New name, new look.
Chris Paul comes to the line with the game in his hands. He must hit this shot for the win.
I've done this hundreds of times in games like these. I can do this. My coaches taught me how. Go through your pre-shot routine. Focus on the target. Close out the crowd. Get a comfortable grip on the ball. And let the ball roll off my fingertips.
You know we got a shot clock in this sport too.
Hey Chris, be cool. Now watch this.
This is a photo of our first lumber liquidator store. We didn't have a fancy showroom or an expensive location. Our goal was simply to provide great hardwood flooring at the best possible prices anywhere. Today, as the largest direct retailer of hardwood flooring, we're still not fancy and a bit out of the way, but we continue to have the best hardwood flooring at incredible prices.
2 1/4-inch solid oak utility grade flooring, only 99 cents a square foot. Supreme pre-finished horizontal natural bamboo, just $1.99 a square foot.
Visit your local Lumber Liquidators or lumberliquidators.com.
With Banquet Crock-Pot Classics, everything is included. Just add water and it does the cooking, so you don't have to. Banquet. More of what you want.
Man, don't you just hate when you can't remember which bowling ball is yours? Now, here's my baby. Old Reliable. Book online at motel6.com and we'll leave the light on for you.
You can tell Walter Ray wants this one.
Oh, he left it open. Tough break. Well, he won't let that happen again.
Back with you for semifinal number 2, the Great Lakes Classic, and Walter Ray Williams Jr. and Mike Scroggins in an epic battle right now. Walter Ray on top of the Denny's Player of the Year points race right now, Sean Rash, and Mike Wolf just 4 points behind the living legend, Walter Ray Williams Jr. Now, a lot of times you get to watch a legend in his sport. You're watching him on the decline. I don't think you can really say that about Walter Ray.
4th telecast of the season, and we're into week 6. Pretty strong. Man. And right now, as good as Mike Scroggins is bowling, Walter Ray's got to think, man, if I miss one more time, I'm going to be shut out of this match.
Leaves the 4 standing. Second time he's done that in his first 6 frames. Thumps it to the turf. gets the spare, but Scroggins comes in here to the 7th on a roll. And he is looking very calm and poised as Walter Ray opens up the 7th. Our Flomax weekly update. Walter Ray, 45th last week.
Mamma mia, that's a spicy meatball.
It doesn't have to be pretty, just effective. That's a Rob Stone strike. They all just kind of eventually fall down, and none of it doing with skill.
I'll tell you what, as great as Walter Ray is, I'll tell you what, I think he caves the bucket in more than anybody else I've ever seen out here.
Scroggins looking for 5 strikes in a row. Pesky 10.
And there's the same shaker 10 that got Parker Bohn III in the first match. Mike Scroggins could have taken a big lead here. Swish zone, shaker 10. Spare, he'll still lead by 11. Look out.
Oof.
You gotta be kidding me.
Let's mark that one down, folks.
Been that slick.
And an opening that's just come up for Walter Ray. First open frame for either competitor here in semifinal number 2. Oh my. How quick things can turn. Let's see if he can bounce back from this. Looking for his 6th strike here in semi number 2. Good recovery.
We saw Mike Scroggins miss a couple of 7-pins last season. And again, he gets up and whiffs the 10-pin. And I've got to be honest, it's just inexcusable. You don't miss single-pin spares. I don't care what the lanes are like. That's why you throw a spare ball. You throw it straight and hard. You don't rely on hook. Straight and hard at the single-pin spares, they go down. This man doesn't miss them. And right now, he's back in the match, leading by 1.
That lead will extend with that double. Williams won the first tour event here hosted by Spectrum Lanes going back in '93, so he knows how to succeed here. Now up 11.
Big shot here, 9th frame, foundation frame, because it sets up the 10th. If he strikes here, he cannot be shut out.
Wait a minute, dead hooked the first 2 shots.
He tripped the 2 the last time on this left lane, and this time he doesn't get so lucky. 2, 4, 5.
Good cleanup.
Now, Walter Ray is solid in every aspect, including spare shooting, and right now the best he can shoot is 235. Mike Scroggins can strike out 9th and 10th frame to shoot 247.
After that open frame in the 7th, Scroggins responded with a strike in the 8th. Here in the 9th. Hey, another strike. So it was advantage Scroggins, and then Walter Ray took it over, and now it seems to go back to Scroggins. The chance to close things out here with back-to-back strikes.
Strike 9 spare is all he needs in the 10th frame. What a great shot Mike Scroggins threw there, and he knew that he needed that hit. This is just about as good as you can throw it when you need it. And what a time to leave a ringing 7.
First time he's left the 7 standing here in semi number 2.
There you go. No trouble with that single pin spare. Now, this next shot is huge because if he strikes on his fill shot, Walter Ray will need a double in the 10th frame to win. If he gets 9, Walter Ray can go strike spare. We have a tie.
And if we have a tie, we have a 1-bowl roll-off. Big-time strike.
Yeah, it's a great shot. Again, follows the ringing 7 up with a great one. He knew the score. Right now, Walter Ray needs 2 strikes and 2 pins to go on and bowl for his 44th title.
That's why he's Walter Ray Williams, Jr.
Yeah, and I like his chances on this next shot because I think that Walter Ray has a very clear picture of what's going on the right lane.
He's been telling us how it's been playing throughout this game, the adjustments he's been making. Strike, and then 2 pins. There's your strike. I'm willing to bet my twins that he's going to get 2 pins right here.
Pressure-packed 10th frame, Walter Ray prevails again. Remember, pressure doesn't build character, it exposes it. And that guy right there is one of the best ever. Yeah, it was a shaky hit, but you know what? He's been doing it his entire career.
He had a couple shaky strikes, but it goes down as an X nonetheless. Whips it home. 9 is 7 more than he needed. A back and forth affair, semi number 2 was very entertaining one, and Walter Ray Williams moves on 234, 226. Up next, chivalry takes the stage as the men step aside for the women. It's the PBA Women's Series final event. Carolyn Dorin-Ballard taking on Diandra Asbaty in our women's final. The Great Lakes Classic is brought to you by Bayer. The more you know, the more you trust Bayer. By Prescription Flomax. By CLR, all kinds of dirty, one kind of clean. And by the United States Bowling Congress, ensuring the integrity and protecting the future of the sport of bowling. Bowl with us.
Tomorrow, after rallying to keep their undefeated record intact, Tom Brady, Randy Moss, and the Patriots continue their quest for perfection against Ray Lewis and the Ravens D. ESPN Monday Night Football. Patriots-Ravens tomorrow at 8:30.
I'm all out of love. I'm so lost without.
Fall in love with breakfast again. With a real sit-down breakfast everybody will love, like Denny's French toast. So bring the family and pass the syrup.
That's Rusty Wallace, amazing driver. He's also my third cousin once removed. That's his brother, Mike Wallace, driver of the Geico Chevrolet. I can see why Geico sponsors Mike. And when he does well, people will think about saving money on car insurance. Whereas if I were driving that car, all they could think about is, there goes Lauren Wallace, greatest thing that ever climbed into a race car. Poor fella, he has no idea.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Houston, we are on final approach to the easiest place in the universe to book a room. Touchdown. The Bodad has landed. Motel6.com. We'll leave the light on for you.
Going over and over? It's not just you. Stopping and starting? Going urgently? You're not alone. Lots of guys experience male urinary symptoms due to BPH, also known as an enlarged prostate. But for many guys, prescription Flomax may relieve urinary symptoms due to BPH in 1 week. And who doesn't want to spend less time in the bathroom? Only your doctor can tell if you have BPH, not prostate cancer. Common side effects of Flomax are runny nose, dizziness, and decrease in semen. Upon standing, a sudden drop in blood pressure may occur, rarely resulting in fainting. So when starting Flomax, avoid situations where injury could result. If considering cataract surgery, tell your eye surgeon you've taken Flomax. Do what millions of guys have already done. Ask your doctor about Flomax and call 877-4FLOMAX for a free 1-week trial. Why wait? Join the crowd. Flomax could make a difference in 1 week.
It's never too late to join the official Denny's PBA Tour Fantasy Bowling League because, unlike other fantasy leagues, new players are welcome anytime during the season. Free to join, so head to PBA.com. Up next, Carolyn Dorin-Ballard looks to continue her recent dominance in the 4th and final installment of the PBA Women's Series. So far, 3 events, 3 different champions. Carolyn Dorin-Ballard looks for her 2nd title in the conclusion of the PBA Women's Series, which rolls now. $10,000 on the line to the women. Carolyn Dorin-Ballard, Diandra Asbaty looking to take home that check. And this tournament so far, Randy, has been absolutely dominated by Carolyn Dorin-Ballard. Top 4 finish guaranteed for her again today, which would be her 4th consecutive top 4 finish in this 4-tournament stop. She won the first one, the Motor City Classic, 4th at the Atonic Championship, 3rd at the Lake County Indiana Classic, and she'll be either 1st or 2nd today. Diandra Asbaty will start us off, 27-year-old from Chicago, Illinois.
10-time member of Team USA. Diandra with tons and tons of international experience.
Not a way you want to start things off.
My plastic balls over there.
She had a high of 289 this week. This one came in a little high.
Yeah, and you just can't play this pattern that far left and that straight up the lane. If you're going to lay it down at that area, you've got to get the ball going to the right.
So she does the smart thing and takes the 2 in the left corner.
Save the count. Right now, she's going to take on the Beast from the East.
I'm sure she appreciates that moniker. I'm already in trouble with her, so you might as well jump into the boat with me, right? Here's Carolyn Dorin-Ballard. I will not tell you her age because that'll just further upset her. Carolyn leaves the 10 standing, looking to become the only 2-time PBA Women's Series champion. She won the inaugural series event, the Motor City Classic. She barely snuck into match play. She was the number 8 seed, was really struggling earlier this week. Her husband, Dell, pulled her aside, said, "That's some of the worst bowling I've seen from you ever." The next day they went out for about an hour and a half and just worked on spares and working the lanes and made a big difference.
Tried to get her
I made one.
Tried to get her swing back in line. Said she was throwing it all over the place. Was lucky to even be in the top 8. In the women's series, they bowl qualifying and then they cut to the top 8 for match play. But she said, "Yeah, man, I was struggling. I was throwing it all over the place. And husband Dell and I worked on spare shooting to get my swing back in line. And the big thing was the direction of her push away. She was pushing it too far to the right, causing the ball to loop behind her."
It's a little straighter now and keeps that arm closer to the body. That was a Walter Ray Williams Jr.-esque strike that we saw from him. Maybe not the perfect pocket hit, but 10 perfect pins down on the ground.
That's out there.
Oh, I thoroughly enjoy watching that.
Well, it's a lot of fun watching the guys bowl and the women bowl on this pattern. You can get that close to the edge without throwing it in.
Diandra started with a 9, looking for her first mark. Nice shot. Adjustment.
See, now that one she gave it a little bit room to the right, and that's what she has to do. She's going to hook it a little bit more than Carolyn.
Diandra wanted us to give a shout out to her grandma, who's spent the last few weeks in the hospital in Indiana after a heart attack. Grandma Betty bought Diandra her first bowling ball at the age of 5. Biggest fan and the reason she bowls. It's another one. Very deliberate. Takes her time when she steps up there.
And again, talking about the way you have to play the Sheeta pattern. That one, she gives some room to the right. Obviously, she was nervous that first frame. Pays the ultimate price splitting early, but she rebounded brilliantly with a double.
Here's Ballard. Looking for a double as well here.
And look at the two she had to beat to make TV.
There's a double. So spare, strike, strike.
You don't think she's going to like the beast from the east?
No.
I bet you she does.
Won the inaugural event here. She's just been so pleased by this tournament that's been sponsored by the United States Bowling Congress. She said, on a personal note, what more could I ask for? You know, great tournament for me. Made 2 of 4 shows. Very, very happy with what I've done. Wish the tour was longer. Gets another one. Kicks that 10 out on the tail side. She leaves Tuesday for Japan to bowl in the Prince Cup in Tokyo. She'll be gone for 5 days. She's telling us she arrives Wednesday morning, bowls Friday, tournament is Saturday, head on home. I think the kids can expect some Asian Christmas gifts, perhaps.
It's always nice to bring souvenirs home from the Far East.
Yeah. Electronics, I hear, is a good thing over there. They're like a year ahead of us, apparently. And hybrid cars. Just missed, swiping out the 10.
Diandra talked about how important it was for her follow-through to go at the pins. And that shot there, she looked like she cut that follow-through short just a bit.
This would be her first pro title in her first PBA Women's Series event.
Interesting how she got in. Let's take a look at the Etonic Edge starring Diandra Asbaty. She has unusual timing. She gets the ball into the swing very, very late for a 5-stepper, but look at the beautiful balance and follow through. And that's what she said her key is following through right at the target.
She is not an exempt bowler and was the second alternate and earned a spot in this week's event after a competitor and the first alternate withdrew. That first alternate withdrew because Robin Romeo slammed her thumb in her car door.
Shot there.
Diandra came here Wednesday for a photo shoot for Etonic. Figured, all right, I'll bowl, see if I can qualify.
Yeah, she bowled a TQR with the guys on Wednesday.
And then she got a phone call saying, you know what, 50-50 chance you might actually be bowling here on Sunday. You may want to stick around. So she said, all right, let's find out. And the next morning said, you're bowling. You're going to be taking on this lady, Carolyn Dorin-Ballard, looking for her second title of the season. They all dropped for the 2-time PWA Bowler of the Year.
Take those when we're playing right. I'm not greedy. Don't get over aggressive.
Page out of Walter Ray's book on that shot.
Well, the two have been just as dominant on the tour this season. I mean, Carolyn Dorin-Ballard, if there's a stat, she's pretty much leading the tour in it. Points leader, money leader, average leader.
Beat Liz Johnson and Kelly Kulick just to get to this point.
She's on a roll, folks. Great start for Carolyn Dorin-Ballard. After an opening spare, she's thrown 5 consecutive strikes and is firmly in control of this title match.
You can tell Walter Ray wants this one.
Oh, he left it open. Tough break. Well, he won't let that happen again.
If your shower dribbles like this, you might think it's a pressure problem. CLR it, like I thought. Hard water buildup. CLR works like magic, cleaning up all kinds of lime, calcium, and hard water buildup. Coffee pots are the worst culprits for hard water buildup. CLR it. Swish a little through, and it looks like new. So before you call the plumber or have a garage sale, CLR it instead. All kinds of dirty, one kind of clean. This CLR product is available at these fine stores.
With Banquet Crock-Pot Classics, everything is included. Just add water and it does the cooking, so you don't have to. Banquet. More of what you want.
5 bricks. No one's ever jumped 5 bricks. There's a rumor of some guy in the next neighborhood who cleared 4 bricks and a small chunk of wood. But not 5 bricks.
X Games Gear. Find a retailer near you at xgamesgear.com.
Congratulations, students. You made it to summer. Everybody ready to kick back for a few weeks before college starts? Good. Well, here's a friendly little reminder. Your college expenses are out there, waiting to drain your bank account and empty your wallet. Hey, don't sweat it. You can get a Think student loan. Apply today and get up to $40,000 for college. The interest rates are competitive. The application takes just minutes. And you can have your cash in as little as 5 business days. Plus, you don't have to pay a cent until 6 months after you graduate. And if you apply with a qualified cosigner, you're more likely to get approved and get a lower interest rate. So call today. You can get your college money and be back to the beach in no time.
Call 1-800-903-9635. That's 1-800-903-9635. 1-800-903-9635. Or visit us online at think35.com. That's think35.com.
Part of the Diandra Asbaty fan club here. Her dad and husband were hoping to make it some horrific weather in the Wyoming area last night. Sheets of ice almost took both Randy and I down this morning as we were leaving our hotel.
You're really good with that ice scraper, by the way.
2 guys who live in Florida dealing with ice in Michigan. It's an awesome combination.
It's like a comedy sketch.
Diandra Asbaty in the 6th frame, looking for a double. Needs some big balls here to get back into it.
That's the little girl holding the sign.
And there's one. So now Diandra with strikes in the 2nd, 3rd, 5th, and 6th. This will help you get back into the game. She won the 99 and 2006 U.S. Amateur Championship, bowled collegiately at the University of Nebraska, where she was a member of the 99 and 01 Intercollegiate Bowling Championships National Championship teams. That's a lot of words to say she won a title.
Better you than me.
Nice.
For you, Blaze.
Smile is back. She may have just figured out this lane. Is it too late, though?
Real good shot here, working on a double. She knows that she can't let Carolyn get too far in front. Makes a big-time shot when she had to.
Now, Carolyn has been big time so far. 5 consecutive strikes right now, looking for her 6th in a row here in the 7th. Quickly walks away from that 7th.
Carolyn Dorin-Ballard is not going to beat herself. She's going to keep the ball into the pocket. That shot just came in a bit light, but she can still strike out to shoot 260 if she covers the 10-pin, or excuse me, the 7-pin here. Diandra's best 258. Carolyn Dorin-Ballard looking to hold on to a 21-pin lead.
Carolyn was the first woman to bowl a 300 game in a PBA event. She did that in a Midwest Regional back in 2004. And she's a lady who has a lot of respect male and female side of this bowling profession.
Without question. 20 titles. 2-time Player of the Year, 3 majors. She bowled 300. First woman to ever bowl 300 at the USBC Masters this season.
She's a veteran. I can say that without getting in trouble, right? That doesn't give away a woman's age. She's a veteran. She'll probably still be upset at me for saying that. But she said to me yesterday, she said, you know, Rob, you don't need to keep bringing up my age anymore. And, quote, if you keep yourself in shape and stay competitive, you can have success in this sport. Pause, buddy. So that was me yesterday. I was buddy to Carolyn. You know how some words speak like a novel? That buddy was like War and Peace. That was like, all right, buddy, no more of my age. I'm still doing well, and I'm enjoying the sport. She's having a blast this season. You know, she told us, I'm kind of at a crossroads in my career, you know, hoping 5 years or so that I can look back and I did everything I could possibly do for women in this sport. Diandra down 20 here in the 8th. Making a run. We've had 3 women's events so far, 3 different winners. Carolyn started us off just outside of Detroit, Tonic Championship. Shannon won that November 11th, and Joy took it. The Lake County, Indiana Classic, November 18th. Carolyn looking for her 2nd title. Diandra trying to close the gap, now trailing just by 10.
Strike here, we're all even.
We're tied up.
Diandra Asbaty, very opportunistic. Taking advantage of the chance she got to bowl in this event, makes the TV show, and is going to take arguably one of the best women bowlers in the history of their sport all the way to the 10th frame.
Another Diandra fan there, but Carolyn's got 2 big fans right behind her, her husband and daughter. Coming off back-to-back spares. Oh boy.
This ball's a little left of target, and this is the worst possible break she could get at this juncture. This is going to be a little bit high. A lot of times you're looking to trip the 4. Instead, she leaves a 4-9 split.
And what, you're hoping to go, what, far left on the 4 here?
Get the ball over just left of the 4-pin, slide it into the 9.
That is a big open frame. Remember, Diandra opened up this championship match with an open frame in the first frame, an open frame 9.
Well, Carolyn can strike out now for 235. Diandra is in the high 230s, 238 right now. Carolyn were to strike out. Diandra throwing the first strike in the 10th frame would lock it up.
We saw the veteran Walter Ray Williams Jr. in semifinal number 2 with some timely strikes. Does Carolyn have it in her as well? Yes, she does.
About time. Come on.
You hear a little of that New Jersey attitude coming in right now.
And you know, Mom Marianne and Sister Kathy and brother-in-law Jeff Lizzie, who made the telecast a couple of weeks ago, you know they're at home right now rooting her on and glued to that television screen. 2 more strikes here will make Diandra Asbaty show up. She could strike in the first or go 9 spare 9 to win by 1, but Carolyn has to have 2 more strikes here.
It's not how you start, it's how you finish.
One more. Come on.
Right now, Diandra knows that she just needs good count on her first ball in the 10th frame. She doesn't even need a mark.
So the 10 goes down, and she's at 225.
My mistake, she does need a mark. 9 miss, we'd have a tie. So Diandra still needs a mark here. And again, playing this outside line of this cheetah pattern, you get it a little bit too far to the right, it goes in, pull it a little bit, it goes through the nose, and Diandra did start this match with a 4-6-7 split.
That's what she started with, but in frames 2 through 9, she's left just 1 pin standing. That was in the 4th. She went 9 spare.
Pretty good shot considering the pressure. Now all she needs to do is cover the 10 pin and she wins.
We saw Mike Scroggins whiff on a single pin pickup earlier in the semifinals. So it has happened today. These are not gimmies, but they're pretty darn close. Got it. Exhale and enjoy.
Nice bowling. Great bowling.
For my grandma. For my grandma. For my grandma.
Classy conclusion for Carolyn Dorin-Ballard, but it's all about Diandra Asbaty right now. Send it home, doesn't matter. It's all gravy at this point.
Congratulations again. Great bowling.
Her first pro title.
Congratulations, I love you.
There's her dad, who made it in from Chicago despite the weather, and her husband, John. Great moment. So we have one titleist. We're looking for our second. The men's final coming up next. Chris Loschetter looking for his first title. Walter Ray Williams Jr. eyeing his 44th.
Bowl Mania. Get the breakdown on the bowl game. These are the games everybody remembers. Our guys will dissect all 32 games from the locks to the toss-ups.
They are rolling over people right now.
Bowl Mania. Saturday at 9 Eastern on ESPN.
I'm all out of love. I'm so lost without.
Fall in love with breakfast again. With a real sit-down breakfast everybody will love, like Denny's French toast. So bring the family and pass the syrup.
Chris Paul comes to the line with the game in his hands. He must hit this shot for the win.
I've done this hundreds of times in games like these. I can do this. My coaches taught me how. Go through your pre-shot routine. Focus on the target. Close out the crowd. Comfortable grip on the ball. And let the ball roll off my fingertips.
You know we got a shot clock in this sport too.
Hey, Chris, be cool and watch this.
Man, don't you just hate when you can't remember which bowling ball is yours? Now, here's my baby. Old Reliable. Book online at motel6.com and we'll leave the light on for you.
This is a photo of our first Lumber Liquidator store. We didn't have a fancy showroom or an expensive location. Our goal was simply to provide great hardwood flooring at the best possible prices anywhere. Today, as the largest direct retailer of hardwood flooring, we're still not fancy and a bit out of the way, but we continue to have the best hardwood flooring at incredible prices.
2 1/4-inch solid oak utility grade flooring, only 99 cents a square foot. Supreme pre-finished horizontal natural bamboo, just $1.99 a square foot.
Visit your local Lumber Liquidators or lumberliquidators.com.
Last winter, I had a heart attack. I believe Bayer saved my life. The doctor said, take the Bayer now. If I didn't have it, I might not be here. And then who'd take the spider out of the bathtub?
Genuine Bayer aspirin. Painkiller, lifesaver.
I expect to stick around for a while.
Bayer, expect wonders.
Bayer Children's Aspirin is now Bayer Chewable Aspirin. Same children's aspirin, new name, new look.
And we welcome you back to Wyoming, Michigan. And special thanks to Mike Eaton, the proprietor of Spectrum Lanes here. This is the 10th Denny's PBA Tour event hosted by Spectrum Lanes and the 7th consecutive season we've been here in Wyoming, Michigan. Next Sunday, we head to Baltimore, Maryland. The 2007 Lumber Liquidators Championship, $180,000 in prize money. Sunday night, 8 to 10 Eastern p.m. 2-hour primetime window on ESPN as we take a look now at our Geico Championship recap.
Semifinal number 1, Chris Loschetter defeated Parker Bohn III by the score of 239 to 226. Parker leaves shaker 10s. Loschetter shakes and bakes his way to the title match.
If you ain't first, you're last.
Semifinal number 2, Walter Ray Williams Jr. defeated Mike Scroggins. Nice break there in the 10th frame. He takes out Scroggy's party, 234 to 226.
So Walter Ray Williams continuing to put up audacious career title numbers, looking for number 44 as he pursues $4 million in career earnings.
You can tell Walter Ray wants this one.
Oh, he left it open. Tough break. Well, he won't let that happen again.
With Banquet Crock-Pot Classics, everything is included. Just add water and it does the cooking, so you don't have to. Banquet. More of what you want.
Going over and over? It's not just you. Stopping and starting? Going urgently? You're not alone. Lots of guys experience male urinary symptoms due to BPH, also known as an enlarged prostate. But for many guys, prescription Flomax may relieve urinary symptoms due to BPH in 1 week. And who doesn't want to spend less time in the bathroom? Only your doctor can tell if you have BPH, not prostate cancer. Common side effects of Flomax are runny nose, dizziness, and decrease in semen. Upon standing, a sudden drop in blood pressure may occur, rarely resulting in fainting. So when starting Flomax, avoid situations where injury could result. If considering cataract surgery, tell your eye surgeon you've taken Flomax. Do what millions of guys have already done. Ask your doctor about Flomax and call 877-4FLOMAX for a free 1-week trial. Why wait? Join the crowd. Flomax could make a difference in 1 week.
Houston, we are on final approach to the easiest place in the universe to book a room. Touchdown. The Bodad has landed. Motel6.com. We'll leave the light on for you.
I'm all out of love. I'm so lost without.
Fall in love with breakfast again. With a real sit-down breakfast everybody will love, like Denny's French toast. So bring the family and pass the syrup.
We are live with the Great Lakes Classic here on ESPN. Rob Stone, Randy Peterson with you from Spectrum Lanes, just outside Grand Rapids in Wyoming, Michigan, as we get set for our men's final. Tomorrow, we're getting set for Monday Night Football. Tom Brady, Randy Moss, and the Patriots. Can they continue their pursuit of perfection? It's up to Ray Lewis and the Ravens to try and take them down tomorrow night, live on ESPN at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Coverage begins at 7 with Monday Night Countdown, delivered by UPS. I just love hearing that music. We could play that all day and I'll be fine.
Did the Eagles expose something last week?
Schmitz, I think so. I think it was good for the Pats, to be honest. Walter Ray Williams Jr. is the bowling equivalent of the New England Patriots right now, and Chris Loschetter, maybe Ray Lewis in the Baltimore Ravens. Guy who's ready to upstage and take down the big man, and that is the big man right there, 6'2", Walter Ray Williams Jr. from Ocala, Florida, nicknamed Deadeye for a reason. 43 Denny's PBA Tour titles. Nobody has won more titles. Nobody has won more money either.
Wow. Guys had practice before the start of the title match, and first thing out of the gate, Walter Ray goes 4-pin and then says, wow, which...
That's how he started his semifinal, left the 4-pin standing. One of 3 times he did that in his opening semifinal. This is exactly how Walter Ray started his semifinal, a 9 spare, leaving the 4. Loschetter started with a strike as he took care of Parker Bohn III, 239-226. How many times have I said Patrick Bohn when I meant to say Parker?
Just twice. That's all right. You covered it.
Yeah.
You came back.
Just barely. That's why you're here.
It's like picking up a 3-10 split, buddy.
Something like that. So Loschetter started his semi with a strike, does the same here in the final.
And what a way to win, or try to win your first ever career title by beating Hall of Famer Parker Bohn III, and then having to go through Walter Ray Williams Jr.
I asked him, how do you envision your first career win? And he said, right off the bat, he goes, beating Walter Ray Williams Jr. for it. And he has that opportunity right now. An opening double. Strong start, son. Loschetter, 27-year-old from Avon, Ohio right now. Just outside of Cleveland.
Really nice, likable kid, too.
He's been, as you said this week, he's been knocking on the door lately, bowling really well, now getting that opportunity to kick in the door. Walter Ray does not get kicked in by just anybody.
He's like Darth Vader. He doesn't die easy, you know?
Take a look at our Motel 6 matchup, and Walter Ray Williams Jr. is the bowling equivalent of a stormtrooper. He just keeps coming after you and coming after you. Another wave of stormtroopers. Great. Here comes Walter Ray. Loschetter eyeing his first ever Denny's Tour title. A bit of a discrepancy in the career earnings. Loschetter missing a comma. Don't mess with Chuck Norris and Walter Ray Williams Jr.
Ebonite Digitrax is giving us some numbers at Lochetter's around second arrow. At the arrows, Walter Ray about the 7th board. So they're playing the lanes completely different. And again, that's because of the rev rate of Chris Loschetter. You're going to watch him go around it, meaning a little bit more arc in this title match.
Leaves the 4.
Chris Loschetter actually came to a junior clinic that I was running in South Florida many years ago. Of course, I remember Chris because, hey, he's older now and he's changed. But he said, yeah, Randy, I came to one of your clinics you were given in South Florida. We were in Fort Lauderdale area at the time. And he says, yeah, this is Chris. Was I able to help you? And he says, not at all. It's a waste of money. I might as well have burned it. I'm kidding. You didn't say that.
He learned how to pick up the 4-pin. For you. So strike, spare for Loschetter. Michael Hogan Jr. won his first PBA title this season a few weeks back. Loschetter trying to become the 2nd player this season to win his first tour title. Another strike for Loschetter. All right, why are you laughing? What did I just kill?
You're just so funny. What a great shot by Loschetter, keeping a 1-pin match.
Walter Ray Williams Jr. getting set for his ball in the 4th.
With Banquet Crock-Pot Classics, everything is included. Just add water and it does the cooking, so you don't have to. Banquet. More of what you want.
If your shower dribbles like this, you might think it's a pressure problem. CLR it, like I thought. Hard water buildup. CLR works like magic, cleaning up all kinds of lime, calcium, and hard water buildup. Coffee pots are the worst culprits for hard water buildup. CLR it. Swish a little through, and it looks like new. So before you call the plumber or have a garage sale, CLR it instead. All kinds of dirty, one kind of clean. This CLR product is available at these fine stores.
Man, don't you just just hate when you can't remember which bowling ball is yours? Now, here's my baby. Old Reliable. Book online at motel6.com and we'll leave the light on for you.
Remember that Monday when your Packers were just about to beat the Broncos and suddenly your wife went into labor, so you were freaking out? But when Denver's kick forced overtime, you really freaked out? And remember how your wife wanted to wait until after the game to go to the hospital? And after Favre won it with that 82-yard bomb, she didn't mind delivering the baby in an ambulance in the driveway. Remember that? Well, this Monday, when Tom Brady and the undefeated Patriots battle Ray Lewis and the Ravens, remember that you're married to the most wonderful woman in the world.
See movies like never before with Dish HD and Stars. All the channels you love and new HD channels to explore. And right now, Dish Network customers subscribing to Dish HD for the first time can get it free for 6 months. Plus, you can get a $40 rebate when you add Stars. And save when you upgrade to our award-winning HD DVR. It's better than TiVo. Plus, save up to $800 instantly on a Sharp Aquos HD TV when you sign up for Dish HD. Don't miss our best HD and Stars offers. Call 1-888-297-8296 to upgrade today.
Have a structured settlement or annuity? J.G. Wentworth says it's your money, use it when you need it.
He's right. It's my money and I need it now.
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 If you have a structured settlement and need cash now, call J.G. Wentworth for a free appraisal. There's no obligation.
It's your money. Use it when you need it.
Call 866-523-7563.
The Great Lakes Classic is brought to you by Atonic, the official footwear of the PBA. Atonic, first one there. By Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% on car insurance. Visit geico.com. By Denny's. Denny's always works. And by Motel 6, official lodging partner of the PBA. Walter Ray Williams Jr. with a 1-pin advantage over Chris Loschetter here in the men's final. Earlier today in the women's final, Diandra Asbaty won it as we take a look at our CLR clean sweep and we focus on the 9th frame.
Rob, when Diandra Asbaty needed it most, she was at her best. Bang! 10 back.
She started slow and picked up some serious steam on the tail end to take care of Carolyn Dorin-Ballard. So one piece of hardware has been handed out already. Looking for the second. Walter Ray Williams looking for his 44th tour title. Up 1. Looking for a turkey in the 4th. Finds said turkey.
I like your line about now drop and give me 10. I like that. That's good.
I'll see if I can continue that. So Walter Ray, I'm telling you what, right now, let's just get out of the way. Far too much cough syrup I took this morning, apparently. It's Michael Haugen Jr., who won earlier, and it's Parker Bohn III. I've been killing names today, and it ends right now. That's Sudafed. You get scary stuff, man.
Heads up. Oh, look at
it! Stare us down, Walter Ray. He was this close to a 7-10. Scratch it. Give him a strike. Love this sport.
Watch the head pin come across, and it's going to do the business on the 10. Walter Ray's like, come on now. You know who I am. These pins know who I am.
That is a love tap. That's just a peck on the cheek. That's bad breath that knocked it down. Loschetter. Got a double. Oh, he just mauled those 10 pins.
I don't need any help.
Oh, did you hear that?
I did like that. I like that. I don't need any help.
Real strikes.
That was a manly man strike.
That's what the guys say. They say, man up, real strikes. None of that, you know, that monkey business where you got pins coming around and knocking the 10 over. He says, just put 10 back in the pit.
Remember, this is how Loschetter wanted to win his first ever tour title. This is how he envisioned it, taking down the living legend, Walter Ray Williams Jr. Walter Ray, though, with an 11-pin advantage.
Oh, come on!
And our first oy vey shot of the men's final.
And that's the only trouble with throwing a hook ball in this pattern is sometimes it'll overbounce when you get it a little too far to the right. I truly believe that Chris really liked that shot out of his hand. Instead, the ball overreacts, and he pays for it. 4-10 split. Right now, it's kind of like throwing raw meat into the lion's cage. And the one thing you don't want to do, and Walter Ray has proven it time after time, is give him an opening.
Walter Ray Williams Jr., tour record 161st career television appearance. I mean, I don't think B. Arthur has been on television as much as Walter Ray has. On a roll.
Gonna get some butter to go with that sweet roll.
All-time money earning leader, Walter Ray Williams Jr. He gets the title today. He'll be just about, according to my math, which is dicey at best, again, due to the Sudafed, about 66,000 shy of $4 million. I mean, that is some serious coin. Plus, he's on Denny's commercials that you voice over.
Thank you.
Speaking of coin.
He left it open. I bet he won't do that again.
No, I know you got an Emmy for commercial reads. Good Lord, get out of his way, people.
And he didn't leave that open either. That's trained smoke strong, son. He takes full advantage of the open frame by Chris Loschetter. He's got a six-bagger now. He could strike out to shoot 290. Walter Ray, dead-eye, eyeing up his 44th title.
You might as well get the engraver out right now. And we've seen, actually, I take that back, because we've seen some come-from-behind victories today already. Loschetter, though, down 45 in the seventh. And the 27-year-old, I wouldn't say he's rattled, but he knows this one is slipping away fast.
Yeah, he knows that it's must-strike time or he's not going to have a chance. And right now, to me, it looks like it's a bit speed-sensitive outside the first arrow. He gets a little bit too soft. The ball comes off the spot, down the lane, way too sharply and too hard.
Look out. Never know. Come on. Make him work.
This kid's got a lot of talent, a lot of guts. Anytime a young man like this says that, you know, he wants to win his first title, beating the greatest ever, I mean, that says something. Chris Loschetter is learning every week out here, and he's getting better and better each and every season.
There we go. Bullies those 10 down to the floor.
Yeah, not as far right on that shot, and the ball behaves properly.
Up steps Walter Ray. Frame 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 all have X's in them. Looking for 7 in a row. The living legend. Drop and give me 10.
I like it.
Now, you and I talked earlier today. The debate about where Walter Ray sits in the mantelpiece of all-time greatest bowlers. If you look at tour titles, 43, you're saying he's number one. But Earl Anthony, it's 41 plus 2, really.
Remember, he has 2 Masters titles. That's 43. Walter Ray, his 43, that includes a Masters title. Give him 44, baby!
Is he the greatest bowler ever?
Absolutely, without question. Again, no disrespect to Earl Anthony. Earl Anthony was the greatest ever, by far, until this man came along. Just sheer longevity. Remember, 21 years ago, Walter Ray won his first ever Player of the Year award. He's 48 years old now. He's made 4 shows. He's won twice.
We average just 290
this season.
Title match every time.
6-time PBA Player of the Year. Right now, he is easily your leader to take home a 7th.
Mathematically over. Walter Ray wins his 44th title. He's leading the Bowler of the Year race. Remember, that's a new deal this year where the membership used to vote for Player of the Year honors, and now it's based on a point system, and you get points For every TV show you make. Walter Ray's made 4 and 1 twice. Easy to see why he's the leader in that category.
This event, number 64 of Loschetter's career, it will continue to be a career without a title as Walter Ray Williams Jr. watches and smiles and gets set to pick up some hardware.
And it just seems like every time he does win, he does it in dramatic fashion. When he eclipsed Earl's record in Japan last season, he almost bowled a perfect 300 game, beating Pete Weber with a 289. The only thing that stopped him there was a solid 7.
Walter Ray's bowled 3 300 games this season, including 1 this week. 73 for his career. A game outing from Chris Loschetter. He'll take home 13 grand for a second place finish. Walter Ray will get 25G and another title.
Keep your chin up, Loesch.
Finish strong.
Just so much maple moxie in that body there. The only thing left now is if he throws a double for 290 to win number 44.
He won the first ever tour event here at Spectrum Lanes, 93. He's about to win it again, 07-08. That may have been his worst throw of the day. It doesn't matter.
Loschetter's like, hey, where was that in like the 4th frame? And watch this, he'll probably make it. Okay, he won't make it, but...
He'll make it lefty.
Yeah.
What a great outing from truly, and we're not exaggerating here, that is a living legend in the sport of bowling. You are watching him not on the decline of his career. He's peaking right now, people. Be afraid. Be very afraid. 44 it is for the 48-year-old Walter Ray Williams Jr.
Woo. Baby.
And once again, the trophy case gets further occupied back home. Next week, Walter Ray and the rest of us head to Baltimore for the Lumber Liquidators Championship. 2 hours in prime time next Sunday night, 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern on ESPN. Walter Ray Williams Jr., his 44th career title. For Randy Peterson and our entire ESPN crew, I'm Rob Stone again. We'll see you next Sunday at 8 p.m., the Beltway Classic from Baltimore. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. Coming up next year on ESPN, College Football Scoreboard. So long from Wyoming, Michigan. Walter Ray's got himself another title.